feel terrible. What happened to me? You don't remember? Don't remember anything. I can barely remember my name. Do you hurt? All over. Feels like someone's been beating me with a stick for about 6 years. God, I'm hungry. What's the last thing you remember? I don't know. Do you remember what happened on the planet? Just some horrible dream about something. Where are we? We're on our way home. Getting ready to go back into the freezers. I'm starving. I want some food first. I'm pretty hungry myself. 1 meal before bed. First thing I'm going to do when we get back is eat some decent food. I've had worse than this, but I've had better too, if you know what I mean. Man, you're just pounding it down into stuff like there's no tomorrow. I mean, I like it. No kidding. Yeah, it grows on you. It should. You know what they make the stuff out of. I know what they make it out of. So what? It's food now. You're eating it. What's wrong? What's the matter? I don't know. I'm getting cramps. Oh God, it hurts so bad. It hurts.
Don't touch it! Don't touch it!
What the heck is that from?
I don't even know.
No
The
idea.
best moves. I forgot there's one line that's like, hey man, the food ain't that bad.
Is that from Alien?
Yeah, it's from Alien.
Yeah.
Goodness. I was
That's one
like,
of
it sounded
favorite
familiar.
movies.
What scene is that?
When it comes out of his chest.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the alien.
So
Yeah.
that scene is actually really interesting because those actors had no idea how explosive it was going to be. So their reaction is their legitimate reaction to that.
That's what's so amazing about that scene is that they're really horrified. You can tell they're not.
Yeah.
You know.
That is like awesome. I love when directors do that kind of crap. They're like, let's just film it, you know? Let's just go in.
Yeah.
So Alien, great movie. I've actually never seen it all the way through. I've only seen bits, clips and bits here and there, and I loved that. So you know,
It's a must watch. Alien and Aliens are
I'll get
must
there.
watch
I'll
films.
get there eventually. So yeah, watch that one. Anyways, welcome back to Bump That. This is Bump That episode 99. Woo! If you guys don't know who we are, we've got Brian in this corner.
Get away from her, you witch!
We've got KT in this corner.
Stranger from the outside.
And I'm Ileana, your host, and we are siblings who have a love for all things nerdy, video games, TV shows, movies, all of the sort, and decided to talk about it on the internet with all of you people, and here you are listening. So, welcome! There is a jam-packed show tonight, my friends, my dudes, my guys, my gals, my whatevers. There's a lot, okay? Today, Wednesday, what is this? The 8th, February 8th. The Nintendo Direct dropped at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
All right, I've been waiting for it so much. Yay!
And here's Brian, who...
No, I'm. Listen. I know I can be kind of a Debbie Downer when it comes to Nintendo Directs, but I am so thrilled to be talking about this right now. So thrilled.
You sound like Jim Carrey in Liar Liar.
Ooh, ouchie. Anyways, let's go quickly through the rundown. Katie, can you tell us what was, brought up?
First, I'll tell you guys what my prediction was. I sent it to Brian and Ileana. I was kind of right if you squint your eyes real hard. First, I thought we would get more Mario movie footage. Nope. Tears of the Kingdom news. We sure did. Gonna talk about that. Pikmin 4 news. We did get that. Here's a womp womp for me. Donkey Kong teaser for end of the year. Nope.
You guys keep asking about these Donkey Kongs, and
I'm waiting, but I made an observation, and I'll say it later. My other prediction was if not Donkey Kong, then there'd be a new Mario game to tie in with the movie at the end of the year. Nope, didn't happen. Metroid Prime 4. We didn't get any Metroid Prime 4 news, but we got some other Metroid news.
Yes.
And I said that there'd be more news about a Kirby game, and there was.
Mm-hmm.
I also said DLC mentions for Fire Emblem. That was correct.
Yes.
For Fire Emblem Engage. New tracks for Mario Kart 8. I was correct.
Welcome,
And-
Birdo. Yeah, Birdo.
Yeah. And Splatfest. No Splatfest, but there is Splatoon 3 news. And my last one was DLC for Pokemon. No Pokemon. No, you're going to have to hold on. But coming at the first half of this year, you guys need to hang on to your panties or whatever. We got, in no order, we have Pikmin 4 coming later this year. And they're saying July 21st of this year. Which is still a little ways off, but it looked good. Ileana,
Did. It looked very cute.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge... I've never played the games, so, I mean...
Yeah.
I don't really know anything about it, other than you throw little guys to make you do my dirty work, basically. And, it looked good, so...
Yeah, and they added some new Pikmin, some new cute little Pikmins.
Aw.
I don't know why I didn't think about this one, but they made little ice guys.
Yeah, that you could throw enough, it, like, freezes the character and, like,
Yeah,
breaks them.
freezes the water. You can actually climb up walls now. You know, since Breath of the Wild, I guess people realized, oh my gosh, climbing is actually a thing. People climb. So, yeah, that's a good thing. It looks really good. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC. If you're into that, great. I am not. Not since Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but you're getting some DLC, so yay, if you're into that. And then there was a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
You know, they just
The
have
filler
to put those,
and...
they have to put those
Yeah,
things
just-
out. And then you have Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demon. As an avid Bayonetta fan, I have to say, I don't really care about it. I don't care about Bayonetta Origins.
Why? Why not?
It looks like a puzzle platformer, and
Oh, yuck.
yeah, I think I'm just over those.
Me
I'm
too.
just over those.
There is a overabundance of them, I would say.
Yeah, and I think I'm just done with those. I think when I played God of War 3, it just did me in with puzzle platformers. Anyway, moving right along, there was a cute game from Disney called Illusion Island. You have Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy. And it actually looked really cute. Ileana was not impressed. She's like, I'm going to
No.
go take a dump. Okay.
Yeah, my words exactly.
Wow.
But I actually thought it would be really cute, and you can play multiplayer. I think you can even play No, it's on the same system. You have to be on the same system, but you can play multiplayer. So
Co-op?
that'd be, yeah, you can play with your
Oh,
family.
okay.
And so it looks like a fun,
As Donald Duck?
yes, as a Donald Duck.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm in if I'm Donald. He doesn't wear pants.
Yes. And then we did get the Fire Emblem expansion pack for Fire Emblem Engage. And then my game, Octopath Traveler 2, coming out later at the end of this month, February 24th. I am so ready for that. And then we had Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Some news about that. I'm not really interested. Are you guys interested?
Nope.
No.
No, but it does look good. Here's when my phone started blowing up. Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced games are being added to Nintendo Online. So if you have a Nintendo Online, I think, expansion membership, then this is open to you. And they're going to keep adding games to it. And you can play in 3 modes, where you can play in the original green version, where the background of the Game Boy is in green, or when you
Yeah.
have it like black and white, or in color. So you have those options.
I
Lots of
like that
games.
they did that for collectors or anything like that, for people who really liked the green version, which I don't know, sure, but I'm glad that they have that option for the people who
Yeah.
played it like that in the beginning, and they're like, color, no,
Not on my Game Boy.
no.
But I'm sure it would actually look pretty cool when you're playing in handheld mode. That may actually be kind of nostalgic if you're into that. And then they're going to add other games along the way. They're going to add some Pokemon. You got your Zeldas. They're going in there. We got some Tetris. Yeah, but here's where I backtrack to that Donkey Kong thing. I think I was telling Ileana that they must be doing something at Retro Studios with Donkey Kong. Just a theory, nothing more. But in any of that, none of that, I didn't see any Donkey Kong, which kind of tells me something, because there were a lot of games for the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance that were Donkey Kong related. And so the fact that I didn't see any of that is a little suspect. So that's why I got, that's part of the reason why I got my hopes up for maybe a Donkey Kong thing. Moving real quick. Original Metroid Prime gets a remaster. It looked awesome. It looked really good. Ileana, did you see that?
Yeah, no, I saw it.
Yes, and it's coming super soon. You can actually download, I think today, here's where things went crazy for Nintendo today. You can download the digital copy, I think today or tomorrow, and you can also download the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance today. So the Nintendo eShop shut down, the servers shut down, like, immediately after the Direct.
And I love that for Nintendo, that their fans showed up. They're always there, and they love their content, and they literally, I don't know, they brought the house down. Here's
like
my money, take it.
Yeah, it was like World War Z, like when they're trying to climb the wall.
Yeah, it was just bodies piling up on top of each other to get the Game Boy on the
from 1988.
Yeah, to get that on their Switch.
Oh my gosh. And then I did get this prediction. More levels in Mario Kart 8. We have the Yoshi's Island expansion, or Wave, whatever they're calling it. And we got Birdo, right?
Yeah, Birdo.
Yeah, still waiting on that Funky Kong. Let's go. Well, my Funky Kong. And then the thing that everybody, this is when their mouths started to foam.
Yes.
That trailer for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom
Yep.
was dark. We had these guests, maybe last year, Manny and Mario, and they were blowing up my phone with another friend of ours, and they were saying, this looks like Castlevania. This looks dark. And
I wouldn't say it was dark. I would say it was like actiony. I don't know, not dark. It was exciting, very actiony. I was thrilled. The amount of new enemies to battle excited me so much. I kept going, what is that? Oh my gosh, I am so excited to play that thing. Like, there was a monster on a bridge. I'm like, what the heck is that thing? And then there's this like towering brick looking creature. I'm like, what the heck is that? So I just kept getting more and more excited. However, I play video games, okay? I'm not good at video games. I play them and attempt, and then watch tutorials and say like, oh, that's how they did it? Okay, let me try. I can never figure it out on my own, by myself, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of these new game mechanics have me nervous to play. So I'd be like, oh man, I'm gonna struggle. That's how it feels. And then you're flying in the sky in this new hovercraft thing. And I'm like, this is just going to be jam-packed, fun game that expands upon the original Breath of the Wild. And you just get now same world, brand new. I don't know if this is supposed to be a prequel, if this is supposed to be sequel. I'm thinking sequel. However, I don't really flipping care. It just looks cool. And Zelda is there now, and I'm wondering what her role is because she is present. You know, all of this is going down while Link is there. So I'm wondering what's gonna happen. But yeah, no, I was very stoked. I'm glad they saved it to the very end. I didn't hear any leaks either or rumors, so that was nice. And it was just like a fully fledged trailer, not a teaser, not an image, like full on. There is action sequences, there is real-time game footage, everything. So I was like, I'm here for it. It's coming in May 13th, May 17th. Which one was it? Do you remember?
It is coming out. Whoa, sorry, I was watching the May 12th.
Oh, okay. So May 12th. So that's really not too far away, and people are going to have it in their hands. That's right around when school lets out. So if you want your kids to be doing something this summer, that might be one of them.
Oh my gosh, yes. And Angel, my buddy Angel was telling me that they're already starting to sell out on, I don't even know how this is possible, but they're selling out on pre-orders of the special edition today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but you can get, I'm actually pre-ordering mine today. I'm getting an amiibo. It's $15 at Best Buy. The
wow.
Amiibo. Now, something interesting with the Amiibo is that Link's hand is blue, and you can see it in the trailer. It's like, did he go Luke Skywalker on us? Is Link losing a hand?
Did he lose a limb?
Is he losing a limb? So, there's so much to unpack in this trailer. Go take a look at it. And that was the Direct.
Yeah. That was direct. Moving on to more Nintendo Switch stuff. The Nintendo Switch has surpassed both PlayStation 4 as well as Nintendo Game Boy, relevant today, in sales over 120 million units. So their next milestone to pass is 154 million units for the Nintendo DS. So with these new games coming out, especially Tears of the Kingdom, it'll happen, And
today was a snapshot of what Nintendo does. What they do well. They provide games for everybody. If you don't like one thing, you'll like the other thing.
I disagree.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You're welcome to disagree.
They don't they make games for a wide mainstream, but for the hardcore gamer, they don't.
I would disagree.
I would disagree as well.
I would disagree. Because you have games like The Witcher, Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
But you would play that on a more powerful system than you would.
But it's still available.
Yeah, it is available. So if you want to play it on a more powerful system, you're welcome to.
But if you already have the Switch, then it's available to you. And they also have other party games like the ones that are popular. They've got the Fall Guys. They have Fortnite. They have...
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The hardcore gamer out there is not playing Fall Guys.
That is a hardcore gamer. Do you see these $1 million makers on Twitch playing Fortnite? You do. Yes. And they stream for 13 hours. Hardcore gamer right there. Is that a very hard game? No, not really. But that is a hardcore gamer.
You also have...
do you guys... Really quick, how many more years do you think the Switch is going to be, you know,
Pulling.
Their main,
The-
their
yeah,
main
pulling.
thing.
Yeah.
This
There's
is
no
probably-
telling.
This is probably the last year.
In my
This-
opinion,
Before-
I
this
think
year.
there's no telling.
Before Switch 2 or whatever they come up with next.
I hope they switch to something different.
What I'm hoping is that they make it backwards compatible. That's my concern, because I've got a whole library of games, and while I wouldn't mind having my Switch here, it would be convenient if I could switch my games over to my new console and be able to play it on that as well. But it won't break my heart if they don't, but it would be nice.
I probably just will not get these games on another console. You know, like the ones that have come already. I've been asking for some Wii games for a while to be on the Switch, so I don't have to bring out my dinosaur of a Wii, plug it up to a TV that doesn't even have those connectors anymore, because those red, white, and yellow colors aren't even on TVs anymore. So it's like I have to use an old TV to play my Wii, but my Switch, I don't need to, because it's all on the thing. I don't even have to have it docked to play it. I can just have it. It is whatever. But if they do another home console, that's fine. I just will not buy it again. And I think that's what maybe they're worried about as well, because they like getting that secondhand money again. But I just don't know what they're gonna what could they do next, basically, is the question. Where is there to go from here? I don't know what else they could add or what they could change, and I'm not a game developer, honestly, duh. Or, I just don't know what else they could
A
do.
waterproof Switch.
Go
Now, that would
swimming
be
with
awesome,
your Switch.
because I take baths and I watch Hulu on my Switch, and sometimes I have to be really careful. I would like to put it up where I can see it, but I put it usually on the floor so that
Yeah.
it doesn't fall into my
Maybe
bathtub.
the next step for them is to try and make it like a computer, because they
Yeah.
tried to do that with the Wii and the Wii U, and it didn't go all the way
Yeah.
to be a computer. And then for the Switch, they kind of dialed back completely. Even the 3DS was more like a computer. It had internet access, which I don't think the Switch does at all. There's not a browser that you can access.
No, not really. What I've thought about is that if you take a step back and examine what the Switch is, it's basically a tablet.
Yeah.
And so what I've thought, and we've talked about this before, what I think they should add is internet capability. They'll probably take some notes from the Steam Deck. Adding some internet capability, adding streaming services, like more streaming services. You already have Hulu, which is great. But if you can get Disney Plus on board, that's a whole different ball game right there. Disney Plus, Netflix, whatever. Then yeah, I think that'll be a step forward. But that takes a lot of power, and so I think a direction they could go. Let's call it the Switch 2. You have the Switch 2, which just plays video games, and then you have the Switch 2 Pro, which gives you all of these added features, and you could sell that bad boy easily for $500, easily. And it's portable. Bingo. Oh, and last one, give it Wi-Fi. Give it Wi-Fi and
HD graphics.
Yeah. They already have a good hold on the parental controls. They've always had a good hand on that, so I don't think that'll be an issue of, kids going around. They have the app, the Nintendo app, so parents will know if their kids are like trying to hack it or something like that. So I don't think there will be any problems with trying to add more online capabilities, just put parental controls. So Nintendo's great at that.
yes.
But anyways, let's go ahead and switch gears from Nintendo and move on to some films. All right. So, The AMC thing, whoa, this kind of actually caught me off guard, but I don't know how I feel about it. So AMC changes the way they price their seating, opting to charge by section. The more desirable seating in the middle will soon cost more than the seats on the outer sections, similar to concerts or plays. What are our initial thoughts?
I don't like it. I told Wesley, and he was like, well, you just ain't gonna go to the theater no more. And I said, well, if I do go to the theater, I might sit in the cheap seats. So
It's funny because I hate it, but I get it at the same time. Movies are so stinking expensive to go see. You're just causing people to not want to go see them further.
that and Elijah Wood, our buddy Elijah. Yo, Elijah. He actually made a wonderful point. He says that they're changing the ticket prices, penalizes people with lower income. So think about it. You've got these families that they want to go see a movie, and they have to sit, in lesser seats just because they can't afford a better seat.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck, man? You go take your kids to go see Spider-Verse 2, whatever, and you got to sit in the crappy seats because you can't afford them.
And
That's
it's
lame.
like, how are they trying to price them? What are these seats going to cost? What are the outside seat pricing going to be like? Because people are just going to say, no, I'm just going to wait until it comes out. It's not worth it to spend an arm and a leg to go see this movie.
It's just an all-around foolish idea. Nobody's
Yes.
even going to the movies anyways like they used to. So why are you trying to squeeze the people that do go to movies?
Yeah.
For more money. The loyal people that go see movies, the people that go see any kind of movie, those are the ones that go see multiple movies a year. Most people now, you're either in a boat where maybe you see 1-2 movies in a theater a year, or you see 6 or 7 a year.
Or none at all.
Or you don't, or there's the group that absolutely sees none. So your loyal consumer that sees half a dozen movies a year, why are you trying to screw them out of an additional $10? Say $10,
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense.
And I don't know why they're trying to do this whole reserve seating thing. I was talking to Hunter about this the other day, that it was so much fun back in the day when you would have to rush to the theater at 30 minutes early, 45 minutes early before commercials started, previews or whatever started, because you wanted to get the best seats. You're like, put the snacks in the bag, everyone get your butt out the door, let's go.
Yeah.
Because you want the middle seats. And it was fun having it be like a competition, and who could get to the fastest.
If I didn't get the seats I wanted, I wasn't gonna have a good time either way. It just didn't matter. So
yeah, and now it's
very
like,
important to me.
oh, excuse me, these are my reserved seats. Like, I had to do that at the freaking Puss in Boots movie because I had ordered these seats, and then there was a couple sitting in my seats, and I'm like, I paid for these. I'm gonna kick them out of it. I'm sorry. Because then if I sit
Why you
next
gotta
to
be
them
like that?
and someone kicks me out of their seat, then I'm just gonna, actually, they were mine. Let me show you no, I'm not doing that whole thing. So I was like, oh, excuse me, those are actually our seats. And it's just awkward. Like, stop doing the reserve seat crap. I think it's silly, especially you're not gonna fill up the movie theater. So eventually people are just gonna move seats anyways. And so they're just gonna pay for the cheap ones and then go, are those taken?
Honestly,
no, and then they move back, and then you lost money anyways.
they gotta, what they need to start making good movies, man. They need to start cranking out good
That
blockbusters. That's what it comes down to. Let's make good blockbuster movies, big films that are good.
Yes, they're throwing trash at us. Like all of the romantic comedies that have come out in the previous years, or like, I don't know how do you call that? Just like in the past couple years, have been garbage. There was this one George Clooney one about like a divorced parents trying to stop this wedding.
Oh, Julia?
Yeah, trying to stop this wedding of their child. I'm like, this is stupid. This is something that I should be watching for free on Netflix. Well, not for free, but you know, with every other movie that's on Netflix. I should not be paying $100 for a family of 4 and then some for popcorns and drinks. Like, it should not be that way anymore, you know?
Pepperidge Farm remembers the days when you could get into the cinema, the moving pictures for just a quarter. You just had to shine someone's shoe.
Man, I remember $5 movies. Good days.
The dollar theater was a thing.
That too. You go at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or even earlier, 10 o'clock to go see a movie. Awesome.
The floors were sticky with soda, and there was somebody's chili dog laying across the carpet, but you got to that movie for $1.
Ew! Oh, that reminds me of what I saw. I think it was, oh my gosh, it was one of the X-Men movies in Florida with my cousins at a dollar theater. I kid you not, there were only 2 seats per row, and the row was like longer than a train, okay? It just went on forever. So you're all the way in the back in the boonies. You're like, am I even watching a movie anymore? It's so small and far away. And then there's like, I think someone was smoking in front of me. There was so much sticky food all over the ground and popcorn. I think even these 2 couples were making out.
Oh,
I'm like, it's X-Men, for crying out loud. And I was like, is this real life right now? So, I mean, yeah, we saved money. We paid $1, but at what cost?
I went to that same theater one time with our cousins to go see the Benchwarmers, and that illustration that I gave you about the chili dog on the floor and the floor being sticky, that's exactly where that was.
Leaving the theater, like in the lobby of the theater, there was popcorn all over the floor. Like, did someone have a fight? And popcorn buckets were flying left and right, and it was just shrapnel of popcorn kernels. They were through the wall. There were holes. Like, what the heck was going on in that theater, man? I was like, I'm gonna get shanked in here. And I'm 12. No. So I think the movies are dead. I think we finally come to it. It's at least getting there. It's dying. Now you have the people who saw the Way of Water. You have the people who saw the Top Guns, Mavericks. But other than that, they're done for. Done for.
The only thing that can save it now
It's them damn chili dogs that are laying on the floor.
I know. Well, that too, but I was gonna say those little Twinkie minions. They were.
Poinky? What did you say?
Twinkie.
Oh, the Twinkie minions.
Minions. The minions.
Yeah. Let's just
them
get
little
Steve Carell on the screen, have a minion, boom. Movies packed with kids picking their noses and sticking it on the seat. Done.
Hey, those are the same seats that you're paying $2 extra to get.
All right, we need to move on. So, speaking of films, in times of motion pictures and video games, it was inevitable that we would get a biography. Yes, that did not. I wrote it, and it looks all scribbly. So, a biography on Tetris. The backstory to the legendary and iconic game is actually quite thrilling, filled with disappointment, the Soviets, and hope. Coming soon to Apple TV Plus. Ugh, more streaming services that I'm not going to pay for. Sorry, Tetris.
Sorry, Tetris.
And
it is a cool story, though. If you want to check out a biography on it, there already is one. on YouTube for free.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
can
say,
learn about-
why would I pay to watch it on Apple TV? I thought there was already one on Tetris. Plus, just listen to somebody's analysis video on Tetris and their history. Free.
Starring Vladimir Putin as himself.
As the Tetramino.
And then, look, this is when I killed the Ukrainians.
This is bomb. Douche. Douche. God. No, but this is supposed to be a dramatized film. Like a lot of biographies, but you'll get the same effect if you just watch a regular biography.
We're down to our last dollar. If we don't make this game, we're all gonna die. Wait a minute, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's all these shapes? I'm making a video game. A game about shapes? You fool!
The way they have like an atomic bomb to go off, like to fire at another country, is they have to take the blue straight one and it has to like go all the way down, clear a row of 5, and then boom, that missile is sent. That nuke has been sent. That is the red button that they have to push.
Like in Ender's Game.
To the gulag
Yes.
with you.
Gulag!
No, he made Tetris in college, like in his dorm room, something like that. Something weird like that.
Vladimir Putin did?
No! The guy that made Tetris.
I thought it was
So-
Vladimir Putin.
I'm sure he would like to take credit for it, but
Mikhail! I've done it! I've created Tetris!
Shapes! Oh!
oh my gosh.
Anyways, let's move on. So we have been asking some questions about where the heck is this at? Detective Pikachu hopes are restored as legendary entertainment shares that the second installment of the live action franchise is underway. Yay, Justice Smith, bring him back. Woo! Yeah.
Did you guys see the original Detective Pikachu?
Yeah. I saw it in theaters. In the sticky seats of the Coming 400 movie theater. And literally walking, it was rainy that day, mind you. So I had a rain jacket and an umbrella on. How were the floors still sticky even though my boots were wet? Tell me that.
Galoshes.
Gling, 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 gling. That's me marching down.
Yes, comrade, we've come to see the Pikachu.
It had the word detective in it.
Yes, detective.
Yes, so
Yes, corrupt detective.
corrupt. So we will have Justice Smith and hopefully, well, Ryan Reynolds definitely, and then hopefully Justice Smith again as the little duo continues. As the journey continues.
I see what you did there. Wait. No.
Oh, that's so cute. That Grookey and what was it?
Pancham.
Yeah, Pancham.
Pancham.
Okay, so well, that's good. I'm glad that maybe it will bring people to the theaters, but gosh, they're gonna have to spend an arm and a leg to get there.
Oh, wow. Yes, the movie to save the film industry.
Detective Pikachu.
Detective
Two.
Pikachu 2.
Where's my underwear? That'll be the colon.
Honey, where are my pants?
That's
They
one.
have
Have we done that for an opening before?
Yes, we have.
Okay, I
I
love
did
the
one.
Lego movie. It is so good.
Yes.
Yeah, the head
Buh-bye.
spins. Anyways, okay, we're almost done with the news. Avatar Studios leaks a potential name for their upcoming movie, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Echoes and Aftershocks.
It doesn't have a very good ring to it, does it?
No, it doesn't. So, if true, what could it possibly mean? And that said leaks potential, so that's not verified or accurate completely. And then it also says, we may have to rely on the comics for the answer, maybe? What is that? The Tim Allen.
Jeez.
I know. I kind of dragged that one out. I love that.
What the heck?
But no, really, echoes and aftershocks, I guess that can only be meaning like Earth or something. Book Earth.
I don't know. I was quite curious about it. Now, something that they're doing with Azula, the comics are doing, they're trying to give her a redemption arc.
Oh. Do
yeah,
we want that? Why can't villains just stay villains?
I don't know. They're trying to give her a redemption and redemption. So
Only for 2 long minutes or 2 short minutes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Echoes and aftershocks. I honestly don't know what that could possibly.
And actually, when I first saw that, it made me think of Combustion Man and also the chick from Legend of Korra, who have like the thingy in the middle of their eyeball that shoots like that thing. What power would they technically be?
That's firebending.
Pyrotechnics.
Okay, so maybe could be that. That would be super cool to learn about like their origin, because we don't see any origin story of that. It just those 2 characters just popped out of freaking nowhere, and I would. What?
No.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, it's a good idea, but I just had a bad joke. Like.
Oh, and you stopped yourself.
And he told himself
no
out loud. No. Don't say it. Man.
He said in his brain.
Like there was like some human genetics cloning or something, and then splicing and
that would be too
DNA.
Dark maybe for Avatar. And I say that, and Avatar can get dark. I mean, they brainwashed Jet and the Dai Li and all that other crap. Poor Judy. But I don't think they would go that far as to like mutilating people.
Oh, heck.
And I don't think they would definitely show it. So if they did mention it, if that were the case, they would not show it because they want to keep...
what are you doing to me? This is for the Fire
Unless-
Nation.
Well, that's literally...
Yeah,
okay, what happened in... Did you guys ever see the anime Full Metal Alchemist?
Ow,
Yes.
my head! Why
So-
there's a hole in my head?
That's like some fire...
Aye, my head!
Oh.
Aye.
You're jacked up. That's like some Full Metal Alchemist crap where there's like chimeras and stuff, and I don't think they would do that because then that would just bring out a whole different thing that I don't think
It burns
Well-
me!
Oh my god.
Oh
What-
my gosh.
What if it were like this? It's like a backstory. So, the Fire Lord wanted to create new super soldiers. And so he's like, I need volunteers to undergo experimentations to their body.
Extensive surgery.
Yes.
Cosmetics with the Fire Lord. Du, 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 du.
If you are part of this team, you will become part of the annals of history in the Fire Nation.
Did
And
you
so,
say
like-
annals?
Or anals.
I said annals.
I said what I said.
Annuals? Annuals?
Annuals.
Wait, Brian
That's good.
Brian knows that one.
Yeah, The.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Anyway, so if you know, you know. So it
I
would
don't
be like
know.
Ozai. It would be like Ozai, you know, trying to create these super soldiers, and you go to this backstory. So you have these people that were created with a third eye. They just have a third eye put right in the middle of the forehead,
Yeah.
and the ability to firebend using that.
And
Is that odd?
that is just a thought that crossed my brain. There, we still have no idea what it means by echoes and aftershocks. Maybe it's like the aftershock of Fire Lord Ozai having his powers taken away, being overthrown, stuff like that.
What happened? I can't do anything.
And-
It's shocking, and it's right after the fight.
Ah! And it's an echo heard around the world. So,
Hey, everybody. Hey, all you people. Hey,
hey,
all
all
you
you
people.
people.
Hey, all you people over here. I just had a sandwich. And
No ordinary sandwich.
Going today.
Oh my gosh. Excuse me.
So we shall see what it'll be in the future. Bump that will be there to experience.
That will be there.
Bump that will be there to experience what they do. However, this won't be coming out for a while, you know.
Because nothing in Avatar comes out after a while. They take their sweet butt time. You
And
know
I'm
they do.
happy with it. I wonder sometimes, and I feel like I should already know this, how long Avatar was in production for, because goodness, there is so much detail.
Yes. If you go back and rewatch a lot of the older episodes even, there's just so much that you're like, what the heck? And then if you even go on these fan pages, say you're on YouTube, you go onto Facebook and you join some of these fan pages, fans take these things even further.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, you've got a point there.
There are people who are of said nations, say like the Chinese nation, Japanese nation, what are the nomads supposed to be? Inuit. No. Were they? I thought that was
Inuits. What? Yeah,
that's the water no, the air, the nomads.
Oh, they're supposed to be Shaolin.
So
Shaolin monks.
anyways,
yeah.
I've seen different takes from people of those cultures, going over things that they see represented from their culture and being like, oh, they added this, that's from my culture, they wrote in this language, that's from my culture, and that's what this means, and so so there's a lot to break down that the creators had to do extensive research on to throw in there, and that doesn't just happen overnight. So and it's like little tiny small details sometimes too. So they really took their time, and I'm hoping that we get the same treatment for these movies, these video games, these TV shows, whatever they're coming out with, because the show is beloved, and I think it really has to be handled with care so we don't have another Korra on our hands. Or the movie, or M. Night Shyamalan on our hands, because that's just Shyamalama Ding Dong ruining everything.
Yeah, I know, that's right.
And guess what? That concludes the news segment, and now you are now entering the Chunk Zone.
So chunky.
All right, Katie, you had this discussion for us. Why don't you go ahead and introduce it for us?
Okay, so I've been hanging around schools, public schools a lot. I hang out with kids, and
Whoa, that doesn't sound good.
I hang out with kids.
I mentor children is the correct term.
And I hang around schools a lot. What are you doing?
Oh my gosh. Okay, look, I student teach. Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
That's what you meant?
As a matter of fact, yes. And so I get to hear from a lot of kids what they like to play or watch or listen to. And, I also pay attention to some of the things that they bring to school, such as the clothes that they wear or their backpacks or whatever. And I get a little curious. I get a little concerned even about,
Yes.
What are these kids watching? What are they
Yes.
putting into their minds? What is allowing to happen in their homes? Which, as a not a word of caution, but what would you call this?
A disclaimer?
A disclaimer. I am not telling anybody how to parent their kid. I actually don't have any kids. I'm not telling you how to parent your kid. However you parent your kid.
I am, though.
Yeah, okay. Oh!
No, I'm kidding. I do have some words to say, though, you know.
Yeah, and, but I think that parents, especially, or guardians, need to be aware of what their kids are, like, what they have access to, and how it's so easy to access these things that are popular in entertainment right now that are really, really harmful. They could be potentially harmful. And we'll just get into this. And this is a good episode to share around with friends and family that have young ones, even teenagers.
Or those expecting or wanting, you know,
Yeah, or if
just
you're like
be
me,
aware.
Or if you're like me and you don't have kids, but you, or children, and you are in a profession where you have to be around them. These are things that you should watch out for. So,
Or even if you have friends who have kids and like they don't use the internet, but
or
you
aunts
do.
and uncles and grandmas and grandpas.
No, stop. I'm really being for real. There are parents who have no idea because they don't use the internet, but your friends do, and they know what the kids are into these days.
Internet? What's that?
Yeah. So this is just the tale of precaution.
It's a portal into the depths of Hades.
There's mice, and I don't know what a mice has to do anything with a computer. Anyways,
Okay,
so the first question is, what is popular these days for kids?
And that one, it's a broad question. What is popular? I reckon Marvel is popular. Anime is very popular. SpongeBob
Anime.
even.
Anime
Yeah,
is huge.
Yeah. Anime. I took a clarinet this week to school, and everybody was like, Squidward!
Yeah.
Squidward! And I'm like, the next person that says Squidward, you gon' get out. You gon' leave. But then you start to cross over into streaming, like YouTube and Twitch and things like that. So who's popular on those sites?
Mr. Beast!
Yeah, Mr. Beast.
Which he's not a bad guy, but gosh, if I hear one more kid say, Mr. Beast is giving away a Lamborghini! Mr. Beast is giving away $1 million! Oh my gosh! Oh.
You also have PewDiePie. You have Marky
Is he
Moo.
still popular?
He is still
He's
very popular.
He's starting to fade out though with the younger kids because his content
Isn't he getting married or have a kid or something?
He's about to have a child, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But his content is getting a little boring, I guess, for kids. He doesn't do, like, Minecraft like he used to. Minecraft is another huge one. The kids love Minecraft.
Minecraft and Roblox.
Roblox.
Those are the two. And we're going to talk about Roblox in a moment.
But, like, YouTubers, I just mostly hear Mr. Beast and Darman. I've never seen a Darman video, but Darman is what I hear from the kids.
So my kids, being the analyst on here that does have kids, my kids watch a lot of YouTube. They enjoy the YouTube.
Yes.
Jordan Matter is one of the content creators that they watch a lot. He's like this dad with the daughter, and they always do these episodes about my daughter Salish has to do blah, 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 blah in 12 minutes. Otherwise, I get a pie in the face. Stuff like that.
So is it like a family channel type of thing?
Yeah, so I mean, my kids watch a lot of Family Fun Pack, Ninja Kids, Adventure Kids, all these content put out by families for families. Most like 95% of it is very clean and family friendly.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Which is good.
Yeah.
And then we have the realm of Twitch, which younger kids, they're not going to be into Twitch as much, but your
Ninja.
High school kids, yeah, he's number one. In which, correct me if I'm wrong, he's actually pretty clean. I think he's clean. I think he's actually a Christian. But I mean, to be fair to people who are not Christians, being Christian doesn't make you clean or whatever, you know. But you're supposed to be held to that standard.
I don't know how clean.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually don't watch. I don't go on Twitch. But the top 5 Twitch streamers are Ninja, Tim the Tatman, looks like Summit 1G.
Oh, Dream. Is Dream on there?
Dream is...
He's a YouTuber, though.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think
Dream.
And then we have Shroud and Pokemon.
Yeah.
So that's Twitch. But then we get into the realm, and here's where we start to take a slight turn, is TikTok.
TikTok.
If your kids have TikTok.
Oh, wait! Shout out really quick to Cookie
yeah.
Swirl C. My daughters love Cookie Swirl C. I think that's like a Roblox show that they watch.
Okay.
That kids love them. It's pretty clean. It's very exuberant.
Nice.
And then what's the other one that my daughters watch? It's about the little Russian girl. She's like the biggest. I think she's bigger than Ryan's house or
yeah.
Ryan's playtime now.
I can't stand
Ryan Plays or something like that.
Yeah, she's now more popular than.
Really?
It's not. Yeah, it's like.
There's also The Odd Ones Out on
Newman's
YouTube.
kid.
Do you guys know The Odd Ones Out? James? No.
No.
The kids like him too. But yeah, so now TikTok, they've got all those TikTok dancers that's really popular with like the 5th graders and the 6th graders and the whatevers.
Yeah, but then you also have content creators that do pranks. You have people that think that they are funny. They do comedy channels, but they're actually like dark and mean.
Very harmful. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you know what happens when your kids watch stuff like that? They're going to imitate that.
Yeah.
In which, just because these things exist and your kids watch it, I'm not saying that your kid is going to go out and do this. That's the same argument as saying, oh, well, you watch violent movies or violent cartoons, you're going to go out and smack somebody in the face. That's not what I'm saying. But it's planting a seed a little bit. You have to be real. It is planting a little bit of a seed. So, what is the next question?
What mediums are they using to watch, play, or interact with these titles? So, we just went into that. They're using YouTube. They are using Twitch, TikTok, etc. Gosh, I hope they're YouTube Kids, yes. And that's where I think most of these children should be. If your kid's just on plain YouTube, it is not very well regulated. And they should not be on something where adults play games that look like they're for kids, which are not for kids. And I can name several games because I watch adults play these games. These are horror games, okay? Horror games that look cartoony, but get scarier and scarier. The plot is and whatever. And your kid is watching this and you're thinking, oh, it's a cute little teddy bear. No, it's not a cute little teddy bear. So I'll throw out some titles. You have Five Nights at Freddy's. It is a horror game. So much so that even when I was in high school, I was terrified of this game. I would watch it, but I was horrified and it gave me nightmares. So imagine what it's doing to your kids. You have Baldi's Basics. That is also a horror game. Not for kids. You have Bendy and the Ink Machine. Not for kids. Gosh, there was another one and it just escaped me.
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Yes, Huggy Wuggy. I can't remember the actual title of it, but it's the blue thing with the red smile, and it looks really cute. And I saw a kid with a hat the other day, a 2nd grader with a hat that has like little squishy things at the ends that make the ears flop up or hands flop up or whatever. I'm like, why did your parents buy you this? This is actually a horror game. This is not for children.
Playtime.
Yes, Poppy's Playtime. Yeah, so what you think might be colorful and exciting for your kids, you're like, oh, I shouldn't worry about it. It's not good for them, okay? It's not good for them. They should be much older to understand these things. And same thing with, so let's just YouTubers, okay? Maybe watching them play YouTube or watching someone play YouTube or them buying the game. Maybe parents don't even know, oh, it's cute, let me buy it for my kid. It's cheap, it's $4.99. And they buy it and it's not kid friendly at all. That's how Doki Doki Literature Club was. It was like, oh, these cute anime girls. It is literally about suicide, about a Stockholm syndrome type of thing. It is literally about like murder. It's not for kids, but it looks cute. And that's where YouTube started to get into some trouble and hot water because parents started complaining. And it's like, stop having your kids on an adult site. But even I'll go into TV shows and movies. Squid Games. Because of Roblox having that music from Squid Games, I can't do it properly. But that music is on Roblox. All the kids knew, oh, that's from Squid Games. They saw the little PlayStation kind of symbols, the circle, the triangle, the square. Oh, that looks like PlayStation, but it's from Squid Games, and that's cool. What do I see? A 4th grader and a 1st grader have hoodies with Squid Games logo on it. Why are these parents buying them Squid Games? It's about murder. Why? Literally very explicit murder.
Horrible, horrible murder.
Yes. And they're playing kids games, but it's terrible. It is not for children.
So let's explain a little bit about what Squid Games is, because I think that's a good example. So, and they advertise Squid Games on games online for your kids. Like,
yes.
Say you're playing a game online that's an educational game. In some instances, there may be an icon that says Squid Games, and to be honest, I don't know what that is. But I know that it's not appropriate because I know what Squid Games is. So I thought it would be good to explain. Squid Games is a TV show on Netflix about a man in Korea who is a deadbeat dad.
Crippling debt.
Yeah, he owes a lot of people a lot of money. And so he's approached by someone that says, hey, are you in debt? Actually, I know you're in debt. We've been watching you. Come play these games and you can win money. Well, he goes, and turns out these childish games that they used to play when they were kids, if you lose or you do not play by the rules, you are killed instantly. And it's not just you are killed, like just boop, you're dead. You are like DED, no longer existing, bloody, gory,
yes,
awful, terrible mess.
And the way the show goes is like the more the episodes progress, the more gruesome the death is. So whereas the first episode, the very end of it, they play Red Light, Green Light, a child's game that everyone knows, the way that they die in the episode, if you are caught by the thing, you get shot on sight. And it's a kill, kids have seen people get shot in TV. Probably no big deal for them. They're like, oh yeah, whatever, shooting people. Blah. But as the show goes on, it gets more and more gruesome. And so with you buying things that are Squid Games related, allowing your kids to see Squid Games related things, you're in turn showing other parents, oh, it wasn't that bad, who have maybe not seen the show. And it was that bad.
Yeah, and then it goes beyond that as well. You have a lot of psychological things going on as well, which is another form of violence.
A lot of, is this right or wrong?
Yeah, well, and people just going crazy.
Yes.
Losing their minds. And that, like I said, I don't have any kids, but I could not imagine sitting and watching something like that going on with a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old and just allowing that kind of exposure to a 5 or 6-year-old, let alone a 12-year-old or, an impressionable 15-year-old. I could not do it.
Regardless the age, you are going to have some sort of impact upon you if you were watching these things. Even as an adult, they have an impact on you somehow. So for a very impressionable, their brain is still forming, still being molded to see things like that so early on. It's just not good. And that's not just with Squid Games. It's with the other things that we've mentioned too. So there's that.
And Brian, I was going to ask you, is there anything that you, I don't want to say keep your kids away or harbor them from away, but maybe say, oh, you could watch that when you're a little bit older. Maybe even like some Marvel movies.
Have discernment in.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so for the kids, like, they have access to Disney Plus, but their Disney Plus access is severely limited. There's very little that they can watch on Disney Plus, mostly just the original animated films.
Right.
But one show they really did like, they always go back to, is they like watching WandaVision.
Oh.
And for the most part, when you watch WandaVision, it's such a throwback to classic TV shows and sitcoms of, the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And after I watched the show, I had to watch the show first too before they could be allowed to watch it. And that's kind of how, for a lot of things we do, I watch it first before the girls, and I can see. Then I can say, you know what, this is fine. Watch to your heart's content. So it's kind of how it is, like, for a lot of shows. We watch stuff with the kids, and I think that's the biggest advice I can give anybody, is when your kids are watching stuff, watch with them,
Yeah.
And if for some reason, if something is just not working, doesn't sound right, feel right, then you turn it off, and you're like, you know what, kids, I'm in charge here. I'm in charge of what you guys put in your head, into your heart, into your soul, and we just can't have that, For example, there is one YouTube program the kids were watching. Again, another show produced by like a family. It's a family YouTube show or whatever. For the most part, it's very clean. There's no sex. There's no language. Blah 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 blah. But the one thing I kept noticing about the show that really turned me off about it is just how the family is just so they idolize materialism so much. It's so much about new shoes and brand names and going to Bahrain, or what's the big place middle overseas?
Bali.
I don't know, just all these like 5-star resorts and Humvees and just like all, and it's kind of just leads you in a way like the only thing that's important is having name brand stuff and junk, and it's like, well, I don't want to teach you girls that,
because then it makes your children ungrateful for what they have, because they're like, oh, well, these kids have those things and we don't have those things.
And yeah, it makes them seem bratty and everything too, and it's like, no, it's nice, it's okay to want things and have, but this is all they ever talk. They never talk about helping other people or being generous or kind or just doing stuff on their own, using their imagination. It's always about shopping or doing things that don't really matter in the long run. Just very, very superficial. And I was like, you guys don't need to watch this show. This is something that I'm going to put my foot down and be like, pass.
And that's a great point to bring up, even things that are not necessarily harmful. Like, there's nothing wrong with that content, except for that is not the value that you want to teach your children. So nothing wrong with watching it. You said it was appropriate and clean. You could trust your child to watch it, but that's not the way you want to raise them, to be bratty and ungrateful.
Yeah, and even with shows like Caillou, I know I give Caillou a lot of flack. He deserves it, okay?
Freaking Caillou.
And if you like Caillou, I'm not going to knock it. But to me, he is a whiny kid. And like so much so that I bet another kid would, try to emulate that as well.
Yeah.
And not quite understand why you get on their case when you're like, stop it. What are you doing?
Well, Caillou does it and he gets what he wants, so why can't I do it?
No Caillou wannabe. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not it doesn't all have to be the violence or the gore or anything like that. That's a really good point, Brian. So I think rule of thumb, just try your best to monitor what it is your kids are doing. You can't realistically know everything that they're doing without being a hover parent. I get it. There are limits. And you don't want, at the same time, you also don't want your kid to be, feel left out of things, but you have to parent your kids too, so just have an idea of what they're watching, and if they have a question about something, try to answer it. I don't know.
And I think, to me, it's important that as a parent, we have such a huge responsibility in molding our kids, but it can also be a fun thing too. You have the opportunity to, introduce your kids to, I guess, even the things that I like, things that I enjoy, the entertainment stuff that I grew up with. So for example, sometimes it doesn't fit. So for example, the other day I put on Monty Python and the Holy Grail for the girls. And so we got as far as about Bring Out Your Dead. And the girls were like, well, Chloe got scared because she sees this this cart with a bunch of dead bodies on it. And she's like, this is gross. And so obviously they're not ready for Monty Python and the Holy Grail. But I know that I'll put on Indiana Jones for both girls, and they'll be like, yeah, this is really good.
Yeah.
This is good entertainment. So I'm showing them what I like. I'm putting on movies or TV shows that I like, that I grew up with, and hope maybe they'll like them too. It's kind of, if kids see what you like, the things that you like, they'll enjoy them too. For example, also too, out of nowhere, Chloe will watch The Chosen with me. If you don't know, The Chosen is it's a streaming TV show about the ministry of Jesus Christ. Okay, it is a very down to earth show, but for kids it can get a little tedious. But she's willing to put up with it because she actually likes asking questions while watching the show, and even it has some adult material. She's still able to hang with it and everything. So
yeah,
it's just a matter of, you gotta, I watched Jaws with Ella. I mean, Jaws is almost a PG-13 rated R movie.
Scary.
Yeah, there's a lot of scary stuff in it.
There's a lot
there's
of
lots
language in it too.
There's a lot of language, but I know that she's mature enough; she can handle that.
Yeah. To not say those words and to know these are adult words,
So there's some things that you just gotta pick and choose, like movies like that, movies that I grew up with, that we all grew up with. Totally fine to watch. Just now, I was one thing I was looking up Nickelodeon. They have the Kids' Choice Awards. And a lot of the awards are pretty easy. But one thing, like, I was looking at, like, the awards for favorite TV show, and a lot of the TV shows were fine, but I noticed, like, there's a few that I would not let my kids watch. But I know that they have their peers, their classmates are watching. I would not let my kids watch Stranger Things. Stranger Things is not a show for any kid under the age of 13. I wouldn't let them watch it, especially past the first season. First season, maybe. After that, absolutely not. Cobra Kai.
Oh, is Cobra Kai on there too?
Yeah, Cobra Kai, as far as I know, is not a show for children.
There's so much language in those shows per episode.
Okay,
a lot.
So there you go. This is TV show language. She-Hulk.
Wednesday.
She-Hulk. I would not I would definitely not let Chloe watch Wednesday.
Yeah.
She's just not ready for that. Ella's watched Wednesday, but she's done that under our supervision.
Right.
She-Hulk is nominated for Nickelodeon Awards.
Yeah, for best kids TV.
And
show.
see,
Are you
that's
serious? That's got to be the most boring show of all time for kids. Like, are you serious? Oh my god!
But that's
But
what
wait,
that's
I
what
wanna
the
talk about
PG standing is for, is parental guidance. So I like that you have the discernment. You watch it with her so that nothing else can be like. I don't know. Whenever a kid's by themselves, they can be like thinking things and kind of be like, "Ooh, that's sneaky." But when you're watching it with them, and they'll be like, "Oh, we're watching a show, and we're together."
Now, I want to talk about something really problematic, and this is, I guess, where old white guy comes into play. So, for Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, I'm looking at one of the categories, favorite female artist. And this is where I'm like, never understood this. Never understood how you can put these group of artists, as an adult listening to these musicians, these artists, it's totally fine. But Taylor Swift is no longer a kids shouldn't be listening. An 8-year-old should not be listening to Taylor Swift now.
Yeah, there's explicit words
she's got
in her
a
songs
sticker.
now.
Okay, I know my daughter likes Billie Eilish just because everybody else seems to like Billie Eilish, but Billie Eilish is not a kid-friendly singer. Rihanna, the soon-to-be halftime show, no, Rihanna is not appropriate for children to be listening to. Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Adele, Cardi B, Lizzo,
Oh, Lord.
none of these artists, these women, are appropriate for children to be listening to their music, to their albums.
Those are things that I didn't get into until I was like late middle school, early high school. Like, Lady Gaga or Beyonce or Taylor Swift was a kid at the same time, basically. So she was making it was her Fearless album, so it was PG. But now, you've got songs that are very explicit that talk about her romantic life with her men, whatever. It's not for children nowadays.
Yeah.
Cardi B, no. Billie Eilish, no.
So here's the male group of guys. We got Justin Bieber. I mean, his songs are pretty generic. Ed Sheeran, my girls like some of his songs.
Yeah, he's fine.
And, The Weeknd. If you just listen to the pop songs on the radio, Weeknd's fine. You're not going to go and listen to the Drake album. No. Why would you let your kid listening to Drake or Post Malone album?
No.
Watermelon Sugar Boy himself, Harry Styles, no. Can't let, Bad Bunny, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
That music is not for kids.
Nope.
I would agree. I would have to agree.
Ooh, Nickelodeon. Yikes.
Yeah.
What is happening?
I don't even know.
One last thing that I want to mention when it comes to mediums of entertainment, going back to this anime thing, that is really popular these days. Anime is, and I love anime. Listen, I love anime, and going back into my childhood, we grew up when Toonami was being born. And we would watch Dragon Ball Z like right at school, after school at 5:00. You'd have that 5 to 7 block where it was Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, I think even Sailor Moon for a bit, and some other stuff, and they rotated these shows out. So I get
probably
it.
some Yu-Gi-Oh or something. I don't know.
No, not maybe the Yu-Gi-Oh. That was a little bit later, but I get the appeal, especially as a kid. That is awesome. But you also have to understand that anime has evolved as well. It may be of a different culture, which makes it, it can make you a little bit confused if you don't understand what anime is. But you go from, oh, okay, he's just is a goofy hamster. It's just a goofy hamster, or it's a Pokemon's. I hear that it's a Pokemon's. And then you delve a little bit deeper. And I bring it up because I saw a kid last week in 1st or 2nd grade wearing a Cowboy Bebop shirt.
Yeah.
And I was like, Cowboy Bebop?
Not for kids!
Far from it. You know, I've been watching a lot of Cowboy Bebop lately, and I'm like, what are you doing? You don't even know what this is.
Not for children at all.
No, and what the heck? And then you go on Netflix, and you have a lot of original animes from Netflix, and they look fine on the surface. You have kids wearing uniforms like they're in academy. Those are fine kids. They go to school. Sure.
You have like the Attack on Titan kids or something. You're like,
Yes.
that is a show, very scary show.
Yeah.
About big monsters eating people. And then you have kids, I mean, you've got your fine ones, but that's where you have to do your research before you let your kids just delve on in, because you've got shows like My Hero Academia. That's fine for kids to watch. There's some scary moments in it, and I think you should maybe watch those with your kids first so that they're being okay. But then you have like Demon Slayer that can get pretty darn scary, and that's what most of the kids love nowadays is Demon Slayer. And then you have Naruto. And I have many problems with Naruto because, one, it is explicit sometimes. There are boobs hanging out. Like, chest, is wide open pretty much. There a lot of cleavage. They have, and I hate this, but it's just a trope. And if you don't know anything about anime, do not let your kids watch it before you have researched it, because the moan. The freaking moan, okay? I will hear
I'm embarrassed.
first graders. Yes, me too. First graders who will at lunch, sitting in the classroom, walking down the hallway, whatever, do the girl moan without maybe knowing what it is, but they will all do it, of all ages, and it is gross. And it's because of shows like Naruto where it happens sometimes. But that show is not meant for your 6-year-old to be watching.
Yeah. Or shows even like 7 Deadly Sins. That's really popular.
Inappropriate, completely.
Yeah.
There's the tropes of, body parts flying left and right, and then the nosebleed and other things like that.
Yeah.
And if your kid's not mature enough to understand and be like, oh, I get it, and haha. But if they keep going with it, it's not appropriate.
Yeah. So, in conclusion.
Nope, we're not done.
Oh,
So
my
now-
bad. Go.
So now we were going to conclude with what is okay.
So
What is
you're
not
saying-
harmful?
Wait, so you were saying in conclusion,
No.
because you said we are going to conclude.
Okay. But I wasn't done, because we still have this one.
Go for it, man.
No, it's for you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
The question is, what are?
I just read the question.
You didn't.
I said, what's some things that are not harmful? That's what I said. What is wholesome?
What are some wholesome, entertaining, fun things that you can rest easy and know your child is fine engaging with? Brian, you mentioned some. Expand upon that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, watch stuff that you've watched before, that you enjoy, and that your kids can handle. One thing I've been watching with I watch for fun is I like watching Ninja Turtles. I can watch the live action movies, the cartoons. I know the kids can watch that, and it's fine, totally fine.
Yeah.
It's just one.
I heard something weird about Ninja Turtles the other day. Like, I'll have to think about it. But something that Mom told me.
Not the Michael Bay ones either.
No. I know. I have to go back into the annals of my mind and remember what she said. She said something happened with the Ninja Turtles show, and I went, "Oh my god!" It was enough to make me go, "Oh my gosh!" But irrelevant. Okay,
All right,
so
Star Wars is they can watch. Everybody knows Star Wars is for the most part pretty clean, safe, friendly. Everybody likes Star Wars. A lot of the Marvel stuff is pretty. You just gotta know your Marvel movies.
Look at
Not
the
all
ratings.
Marvel movies
Look
are
at the
good.
ratings.
Like I couldn't I watched First Avenger, Captain America with the kids. That one's fine, no problem. But I would think twice about watching the early Iron Man movies. Why? Because there's a lot of sleeping around in those movies.
Yeah.
You know, the Hulk ones. Thor. Yeah, the kids watch Thor. There's some violent parts with it, but I think my kids can handle that. Yeah.
and I'll mention video games. You can look at there are a lot of people that play video games online. Check those video games out. For example, Roblox. Let me talk about Roblox. If your child plays Roblox, you need to know that they have access to microphones. And help me out with this, Ileana. What, older people, like adults, can talk to kids?
Oh
Is that
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
That's
There are
right.
adults
So-
that play that game and they will communicate with your child and tell them X, Y, and Z.
So there you go. Do with that as you will.
It's
So-
not that your kids shouldn't play Roblox. It's a kid's game. It's that adults also have access to this game and make it unsafe for children. So it's that you need to monitor what your child is doing. Don't leave them alone on it because Roblox is fun. It's fine. It is for kids. You just gotta be careful.
Same thing with oh my gosh, it just escaped me.
Fortnite.
Fortnite, thanks. Same thing with Fortnite. Adults play Fortnite. It is a fun game. It is a fun
It's for
game,
kids.
but-
It's
yeah,
literally
again,
meant for
it's for kids.
children.
Yeah. And but it is a fun game, and so adults will play it too. And you can have the same thing where you can talk to people online. And then you have other games where they're violent and they're gory. Just do your homework. Look at the trailers. Read reviews before you buy the game. Ask somebody that has a game. Wait for somebody on YouTube to do a review of a game. I do reviews here as well. You can listen mostly for Nintendo and PlayStation games. Check out a review here or a reputable source that says, all right, yeah, this is what the game is about, or read about it. That'll save you some time. It may cost you some time because you're having to do the research, but
It's saving you a headache later
Yeah,
on down the road
exactly.
of now my
And-
kid is exposed to this and I have no idea what to do about it because they're acting like a maniac.
right. And so if you think that your kid can handle Five Nights at Freddy's, okay, awesome. In the end, it's a weird game about animatronics. Did it give me nightmares as an adult? It sure did.
Sure did. I still look down the hallway. I'm like,
Stop that.
it's creepy. I'm telling you, man. It's like,
And did I play Doki Doki Literature Club? I sure did. As an adult, did it freak me out? It sure did because they hack your computer. They hack your computer.
a
Is
video
it-
game lets you, you allowed a video game to hack you.
Yes, and so like it literally put files on my computer. So
You need to be careful, is all that we're saying with what your kids watch, what you watch, man. Are you okay? Let's talk about you for a second. Are you good?
right.
You need a Twinkie.
And man, I had to stop watching. Back in the day, I used to watch a lot of Orange Is the New Black. I was watching Orange Is the New Black as well as American Horror Story. I was watching both of those things at the same time,
Yeah.
and they are very dark. And I had to stop because I I was getting dark myself.
I had to stop watching Good Girls, which is on Netflix and stars your girl Katara. Yeah, she's one of the main characters in the show, grown up now. And it's about these 3 girls who rob a grocery store thinking just to get a few bucks, accidentally get involved with gangs, violent gangs, so much so that they killed this one girl and now have to steal her face to unlock her iPhone. And so they opened up her grave and started to cut off her face. And I could not handle it, so I turned it off. And that's what kids don't do. They don't turn it off. They just sit there in horror and don't know when to stop. When an adult's like, yeah, I need a break. Let me go look at something cute, like a puppy, you know? So that's the thing. Adults know when to quit. Kids don't.
Why do I feel I want to cut this dog's face off in there?
Oh, no. Toby. So.
Benny?
Oh, Benny. No. Lulu. So, yeah, that's just all we're saying. And that concludes the segment. And bump that.
Episode 99.
99! Guys, this is...
All right, kids. Who wants to watch Boogie Nights?
Boogie. Man, make your kids watch the Powerpuff Girls. That is good. That is so good. I will make my boys watch the Powerpuff Girls with me. I don't care if they're boys. Watch it. It's good. It's violent, but good violence. Violence that they'll like.
They beat up Mojo.
They beat him up. His tooth was like hanging off to the side. He's like,
No, they don't. They almost murdered that guy.
yeah. And then he cried.
Yeah. We're the monster.
Yes. Anyways, okay. This is my last week recording in this room. I just think that's nuts. Your girl getting married next week, y'all. Whoa! So that's pretty insane. And that will be our 100th episode. You do not want to miss it, guys. It's going to be fun. It's going to be jam-packed. Our mother is going to be there. It's going to be loads of awesomeness. So stay tuned for that. This was episode 99. We're almost at 100. It's just a great milestone for us. Also, I don't know. This is just a thought. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. What are you doing? If you hit the subscribe button, you become an honorary sibling. You join the family. Where's your family? Have you called them? Have you talked to them? No, but you're listening to us, so you're your family.
Watching?
Okay? We
are need to know what they're watching.
Our little avatar tendrils have connected, and we're family now. So join Bump That. Become our sibling. Also, like the video, leave comments. I love to read the comments, okay? They're so much fun. You guys crack me up. So, there's that. But anyways, we've got Brian in this corner.
Yay!
Wow. We've got Kate T in this corner. Oh, that's a good one. Dexter's Lab. And I am Ileana, your host, signing off on yet another episode of Bump That. Thank you guys so much for listening. Be a good parent. Know what your children are watching. And we'll see you in next week's episode. Bye-bye.